Alright, this is our second video for The Quiet Sleep, where we've mostly expanded the story since the last time you've watched us play. So we're going to go into a bit of that, see what all is new, just run through the game as a whole. Okay, so we're going to start by looking at this goal, right? It requires 2 energy. We're just going to start it up, and this is the first thing that we need to complete. Now you can see that the adulthood trait has the awake mind. This creates will and energy, which we need to power this up. So we'll just place that here. Put down a path, something like this, I think, and start the game. So now you saw will go to this awake mind, right, in order to construct it. When we placed it, we're just placing down where the building should be, and then it took will to actually complete it. So now the self is producing subconscious that is going to go to this awake mind, power it up, and then the awake mind is going to produce both energy and will. As you can see here, that's the energy going to this goal and completing that, and that's the will that's just getting stored in the self for future construction. Okay, so now we've completed that goal, and as a result we now have new stuff, right? So the first thing is we have this unpack goal, right, which requires 2 chores. So we're just going to start this up even though we don't have the ability to make chores yet. As you can see, it takes the energy from the awake mind and uses that to make chores, right? We happen to have an awake mind, so we can do this path. If we didn't, and if instead we had an energy mind, we'd have done it through here, right? Now as you can see, we have a new button, which means that we have something new we can build, and in this case it's this tower button to build chores. So we're just going to go ahead, put this down right here, and connect this up like this. Now what this does is this leaves a nice space here that later on we can use as a defensive tower. We'll get to that when the game gets to that. Now we'll just start building this. You can see that this requires will. So this has been constructed. So now that this has been built, we need to attach energy to it. Or, I'm sorry, we are already producing energy. We need to just start it up so that it starts taking this energy and using it to make chores. Right, and now you can see the energy there going towards it. And if you wait a while, you'll also see a worker right there. You see that? You see that person right there is sort of stuck because there's so much going through here. Well, that person just went there and is now going to go here and start running this building. Now this path is highly congested right now, and sadly there's not that much we can do about it just yet, but soon we will. And look at that, 2 chores, and that goal is complete. So right now we have 2 new goals, right? You can see them right here, or you can see them through the window. This one has us reading a letter from home, and this one has us exploring the city. Right now, now this requires will and this requires energy. Neither of these require chores, so we can just turn this tower off. Also, you see we have a new button, which in this case is the paint button, which has this damages all tag. That means that you can use this tower to destroy emotions as they come towards you. You can essentially use it to help calm yourself down. So we're actually going to put down a couple of these right here and here. These positions do a good job of protecting the self, because you can see this will come down here, and I imagine future things will come down here. We'll connect this up here and here, and like this. Just make sure that whole thing is done. Connect this up and start this, and just connect this up as well. It's close, we can do it either way. I think we'll just do it like this, and we may as well finish off the honeycomb. So if you'll notice, there's a honeycomb structure that I'm building here because that allows me to place towers in central locations like this, so that they can do a lot of damage essentially. So now we'll just run this, let everything start up. We'll start actually painting. This may be problematic because we're now consuming a lot of energy when we also need energy. So over here, the thing is that we were reading this letter from home and that starts making us sad, right? So these are sadness elements that are trying to get towards the self, and hopefully our paint towers will be able to stop them before they make us too emotional, as it were. We also have a couple more goals here: to socialize and to meet a new person. Now this requires 5 travel, and we don't currently have the ability to generate that currency. As you can see, there's a lot of ways to get it, but right now we don't have them. So similarly, socializing, we just don't have the converters that we need to get it to run. So we'll get to that soon. Over here we can see a new trait has come down, much like this adulthood one, that represents the motherland and our love for it. So we're just going to put down this patriotism line as a result of that to hook this up. Right, it's not going to do much just yet, but soon. Also, it looks like we finished our other goal, which gives us the city trait right here, which allows us to travel. And it gave us 2 new goals. We could either become a cleaner or we could become a cabbie. So I think we're going to try becoming a cleaner, which is this one. So what we need to do is we need to hook up a travel tower such that it gets here relatively easily. It's in a little bit of an awkward spot though. So you want that to be close to this, because this is going to produce the motivation that it requires, but we also want it to be close to the city, because that produces the focus that we want. So we're going to put it here as a compromise, connect this up like so, and connect this up like so as well. And you see we're still keeping a nice honeycomb structure. Following that, we're going to connect to this goal and start this task. And let's just see how things go from here. So this is looking problematic. Oh no, we got there. So you see we start painting, and so that calmed us down when we were feeling sad. Now we're going to start traveling as well. We'll just put this down and we'll connect like this to try to quicken this whole thing and reduce the congestion on this side. The problem is that emotions coming here now have a more direct path to the self. They can just go through here, and so this path as a whole is less defended, or it's defended a little worse, but it is much faster. Things will just run down it quicker and there will be less congestion in this area. So everything has its trade-off, right? So now we're producing motivation that you see is coming down here to get stockpiled. However, we still need a worker. And sadly, there's the one. Most of our workers were still busy painting, but now we've got one going down here, and he'll go back up here to run this tower. So now we're getting somewhere. Yep, and there's the first travel, and you can see it go right into this. Right, however, it looks like that's produced anger. Right, that must not have worked out so well. So I imagine that's going to go back towards the paint towers. And I think this will be a reasonable place to stop this video. So try out the game, see if you like it, and tell us what you think.